name is Miranda and today I'm here to do my annual top ships of the year. I really love doing these, and especially this year when I started to write them all down, because so many of them are about people and ships that I didn't even know existed come the beginning of this year. So it's always really fun to get that together, because then it makes me excited for like what could be in 2021 of shows and ships that I don't even know exist right now. I think that's really, really exciting. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. First ship I have is Izzy and Ozzy from the movie Izzy and Ozzy. I feel like I watched this movie a million freaking years ago, so it's crazy to think that it was still 2020, because you know 2020 has just dragged on for so long. I watched this right in the beginning of lockdown, actually, when I was like, yeah, now's time to finally get done with all the stuff that's on my Netflix list. Like, I'll finally get through it. And really the only thing I actually ended up getting through was Izzy and Ozzy. So it's a really cute movie. I highly recommend it if you haven't checked it out. And I really love the actors too, so I'm excited to see what they do next. Next up is Davey and Ben from Never Have I Ever. This is a ship that I am so excited to see the progression of, but also like dreading, because I feel like with season 2, Davey is probably going to go running back to Paxton a little bit. So I feel like Davey and Ben, it's going to be maybe a longer time before we actually see them get together and get their shite together, but their whole journey of going from enemies to friends to kissing was really, really cute in season 1. And you know I love me some enemies to lovers, so like I was here for 110%. Next up I have Emma and Knightley from the new Emma movie that came out also in 2020, if you can believe it or not. This is what actually, like, this is funny because this was the last movie I actually saw in theaters before everything got shut down. This movie came out March 10th, I believe. I saw it literally maybe like the 12th or something. Actually, I saw it I think like on a Thursday, and then by Monday we were shut down. So it's really weird to think that, but I love this Emma adaptation, and a big reason for that is Emma herself, Anna Joy Taylor, right? Or is it Anna Taylor Joy? Whatever you say her name is. She and the guy who played Knightley have such great chemistry, and I like that, you know, I feel like everyone's talking about Bridgerton right now and how like sexy that is making period pieces, and don't get me wrong, like Emma does not have like sex scenes or anything like that. But it had a sexiness to it, and like the chemistry between Knightley and Emma was so intense and so good, and I love so many of their scenes, like when she gets the nosebleed when she's proposed, and the whole back and forth about her not knowing that he likes her and him thinking she likes someone. It's perfection. I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Then next up I have John B and Sarah from Outer Banks. Outer Banks was definitely my favorite show of 2020, and a big surprise because I did not know anything about it before it premiered, and I am so excited for season 2. Again, a little nervous. I get nervous for like any new seasons with shows, because I feel like with shows they can never have couples just be happy. Like there always has to be drama, and unfortunately that means like drama for the couples. Sarah and John B again are kind of an enemies to lovers, I would say. Not as intense as Davey and Ben, obviously, but could anyone be as intense as them? But they were like, they didn't really like each other, but they tolerated each other. Then John B was really pissed at her because he thought that she tattled on the dad about him using the oxygen tanks, and then it just became a whole like full-ass romantic movie, and I love it. I feel like normally I would think that ships like that are too rushed, but like I think probably because the actors are dating in real life, they sold it so well, and I think their relationship is truly so special and so, what's the word? Respectful. John B is always very respectful of what Sarah wants and needs, and is willing to let her kind of take charge. I really like the, I think it was either the last episode or the second to last, when Topher was, or Topher, whatever his stupid name is, was like saying some really like messed up things about like Sarah, and he was like, I'm not gonna say that because like I know that's not appropriate, and he's a consent king, and we love him, okay? Number 8 is Kat and Justin from Shipping Out. I wanted to say more, but my heart broke because I'm sad that like we're not gonna get more of them. I'm glad that they at least ended on a good note of getting back together and saying I love you and everything, so like at least it's not like they're like broken up and that's how it ends. But it would have been nice to see more of them and their relationship progress and develop and change as, you know, they got closer and closer to the Olympics. So it is bumming that like we didn't get to see more of them, but the stuff that we did see was really great. I think they're so, Spinning Out is such a good show, guys. If you haven't checked it out, definitely do it. It's unfortunately only 1 season, so you could binge it in like a day, and it's just so good the way it handles mental health, the way it handles like their relationship together. I could not sing its praises enough, honestly. Then I have Kareem and Ada from Love 101. This is another show I knew nothing about actually until it was suggested by someone. A few people did suggest about, like, I don't remember who that one person first was that suggested it. I fell head over heels with it. I mean, it's called Love 101, so what else could you expect? Kareem and Ada are one of the best 2 OTPs on that show. There are 3 really awesome OTPs, but I'm just so, I loved watching their whole journey of, you know, again, not enemies, but like they didn't like each other at all, and then realizing that like they really fought like against their feelings for each other, and then when they finally like accepted it and admitted that they liked each other, it was just so cute. And I think they really are kind of like opposites attracted away, in just that like what each other sees as a weakness, the other one sees as a strength in them. So like Kareem gets angry a lot and usually people are like scared of that. She's not scared of that. She like thinks like it's nice that he's so passionate about things, but then like he also gets less angry when he's with her. So it's like, you know, it's a balancing act, which I really like, and hopefully we see them back together in season 2 unless he dies. So yeah, let's just not think about that. All right, so then for number 6, I have Josh and Nora from Druck season 5. I love Josh and Nora individually as people. Put them together and it is just amazing. Josh, again, I don't think it's any coincidence that between like Josh and Knightley and John B, like the boys that I've just loved this year just simp so hard for their girls that they like, and that is truly the case with this. Josh is just so sweet and so caring to Nora and everything she's going through, and I was so happy that they ended up together because I feel like it truly was a culmination of everything that Nora had gone through, you know, ending, she started the season getting out of a relationship that wasn't fulfilling for her and a person that was wrong for her, and she ended up being a happier person after going through some personal growth and choosing on her own to be in a relationship with Josh, and it was just so awesome to watch, so I really loved it. Number 5 is a relationship that we didn't see a lot of this year, but I'm hoping that the tide will turn and this will actually turn into a ship, and that is Nancy and Ace from the new Nancy Drew show. I don't know when I first started thinking that they could be a really cute couple, but I was pleasantly surprised to find out that I'm not the only one, because I feel like that makes it seem more like they actually will be a couple, hopefully. So there's a lot of fanfics. I actually wrote a fanfic. If you're ever on the Nancy Drew one, see if you can guess which fanfic I wrote for them. I realized all their interactions are always my favorite parts of the episodes. So for example, one episode that has always been my favorite, I still have it on my DVR actually to watch sometimes, is when Nancy and him work together and they go to his dad, and it's like a whole episode of them working together with the poisoner when they're trying to track that person down. Favorite episode, and I think their dynamic is a big part of that. I just love that. I feel like he is perfect for Nancy in that he's never someone that pushes people to talk when they're not ready, and he doesn't get offended by that. I feel like a lot of people in Nancy's life get offended when she doesn't let them in, and I think that's something Nancy herself has to work on, but I also think having someone like Ace who understands kind of that sometimes people just need to be with their thoughts and like work things out before they tell other people, but like the fact that like he's like, I'm here when you need to talk, that sold it for me. Again, a simp, and I love him. Number 4 is another new ship that I really love, and it's Amity and Luz from the Owl House. I love the Owl House so much, and going on the journey of season 1, realizing that Amity has a crush canonically on Luz was so freaking amazing, because it's like the whole Grom episode I was on the floor freaking out. Like I was like, what the hell? Like I was just so happy. I was just like, yeah, it's nice, but like it's a Disney show, that's definitely not gonna happen. And then when it did, I was like, oh, are you kidding me? So I'm really excited for season 2 to see how their relationship develops. I just love that like Amity has turned into like a blushing mess. You think she would be like so cool and suave, but every time she's around Luz now, she's like, what? Like she freaks out, and it's just the funniest, most relatable thing to watch. All right, now we are into my top 3, and coming in at number 3 is going to be the other ship that I really love from Love 101, and that is Ishik and Sinan. I love Ishik so much. I actually named my most recent D&D character after her, and I just love their relationship so much. They are opposites attract to a T. He is a grouchy, grumpy, little emotionally stunted boy. She is the most caring, sunshine ball of just happiness and effervescence that you will ever meet, and I loved how she slowly tore his walls down. I think one of my favorite scenes ever for me between them is when they're walking home. And this is before, like, that's the great thing about her. Like, even before they became anything, she was always so nice to him because she's just, like, she had a crush on him, but she's just also such a nice person. So they're walking home and they're splitting up because she's going one way, he's going the other way, and it's cold, and she's like, here, take my scarf. Or, like, doesn't even say it. She's just like, it's cold, take my scarf, and, like, wraps him up in it. And he just looks at her like she hangs the moon when she does it, because for him, it's like he's truly never met someone that just is nice for being nice. Like, she doesn't expect anything. She doesn't want anything. She just saw that he was going to be cold and gave him her scarf. Like, it was no brainer for her. And I feel like it's also kind of a reverse scene that you would also see a lot of times. It's like a guy giving a girl the scarf and then the girl being like, oh my gosh. So to see it like with the guy, really, really cute. And I think their whole relationship, again, let's hope it ends on a better note in season 2, because I'm really nervous. And then number 2 is Danny and Jamie from Haunting of Bly Manor. They are the best thing to come out of Haunting of Bly Manor. It was a very, very great show, so I don't mean to say like everything else was bad. I just mean like they're so superior that it's amazing. I love, love, love seeing their relationship develop and how Danny was so unsure and unafraid. She covered mirrors so she wouldn't see her dead fiance, or ex-fiance, I guess, right? Because they technically broke up beforehand. And then there's a joke that's like, Danny deals with her ex-fiance all the time, and as soon as she meets Jamie, she's like, all right, let's get this over with. I need to kiss this hot gardener. It's like, that's what actually changes it. But just seeing them open each other up and learn about each other and be so sweet and caring and kind throughout all this darkness and misery. I mean, that's the thing about Bly Manor. It's a found family show, you know? It's not about the scares. It's not about the horror. It's about finding your family and finding your people. And Jamie and Danny represent that to a T, so it's amazing. And then last, but certainly not least, my favorite ship of 2020 was Yads and Jules from The Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. I love these two. These two, if you have not read Cemetery Boys, what are you doing? No, they are so cute, and also like opposite personalities, but then like the more you get to learn about them, the more that you see they have a lot of the same qualities, but they also have qualities that the other one kind of sees as better, you know? So like a lot of the qualities that Yads admires but doesn't have the confidence to have, like confidence and stuff like that, Jules has in spades. And a lot of the stuff of like having a family and people that love you, Jules sees in Yads. And I like that they help each other out. Like, Yads helps Jules kind of deal with his family situation and understand that there are people that love him even if they fight with you and may say things that like you don't like you can talk it out and work it out, and that doesn't mean they don't love you. Jules gives Yads or helps him to get the confidence to really stand up to his family and be like, no, I am a witch. Like, it doesn't matter what gender I was born, this is who I am now, and you guys need to respect that because I'm not gonna stick around and ask anymore. Like, I'm just gonna go out and do it. And their dynamic is just so funny, so cute, so antagonistic in the beginning, just like of Jules constantly annoying Yads, but the way it develops and the way they really start to care for each other is so amazing. So amazing. So I love them so much. So those are my top ships of the year. If you have any that you had that you really loved this year, or if any of these ships are ones you really love, please feel free to leave your thoughts down below and your favorite ships. I always love seeing what favorite ships are. There's so many that I could have added, you know, too, that like I'm just more interested, I think, to see how they develop in further seasons. Like Qmi and Fatu is one I really like, but I'm gonna wait to see, like, you know, since most of their season's gonna be in the next year, see how that goes. So thank you guys all so much for watching not only this video, but all the videos I posted this year, and commenting, liking, subscribing. I had such a blast with these videos. If everything else in the world was sucky, at least I could turn to these and enjoy and escape for a little bit. So I'm excited to see what we get up to in the next year, what shows are starting to come back and premiering, and all the shows that I have no idea exist right now that this time next year I'll be super excited about, like Outer Banks and stuff like that. So thank you guys all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!